Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad. June 1st, the start of the 2023 hurricane season, and the season takes us all the way into the end of November. Occasionally I'm going to come on and give you an update. Not necessarily give you an overview of what's going on in the tropics, but kind of give you a heads up of potentially something brewing in the Atlantic Basin and or the Gulf of Mexico. The models that I look at, well, sometimes we'll start picking something up a week or 2 weeks from now. And if that's the case and I find it credible and I find some consistency with it, I'm going to come on and give you a heads up that something could be brewing in the Atlantic and or the Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center, well, they're looking at a fairly normal season. That would give us anywhere between 12 to 17 named storms. The reason they're going normal is because there are two environmental conditions that are competing against each other. Very warm waters in the Atlantic would indicate a higher number. But on the flip side of that, we have an El Nino developing in the Pacific, which would increase the wind shear, which is the death of a tropical storm. So between the two, the National Hurricane Center, well, they're thinking it's going to be a fairly normal season. We don't see much activity in June and July, but come August, it really ramps up and it peaks right around September 10th. And as we head our way towards October and November, it drops off significantly at that point. Named storms. We got off to an early start. We had Arlene, a tropical storm that developed on June 1st in the Gulf of Mexico. Didn't amount to very much, but the next named storm will be Brett. And as I told you, I'm going to come on when I start seeing something potentially developing. This model is validating right around June 21st, 2 weeks from now, and you see some isobars. There is a storm based on this model on June 21st, remember, down right around Cuba. 24 hours later, it starts moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, it looks like it's moving more towards the northwest. That would put the Texas and Louisiana coastline under the gun at this point. But remember, this is 2 weeks out. A lot can happen between now and then. And if I start seeing more consistency with the storm, I'll be back with another update. Until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.